Hello, Connor here for more purpose video, more psychology and philosophy and video creations. Let's delve into it. Yeah, we're meant to be we keep delaying our time to get on due to, well, we've had corrupted files lately, so we've been backing up files to OneDrive and everything, which tends to take like 15 minutes per video. I don't know if we're going to continue with that or if we're just going to risk corruption and see if there's another way. But because yeah, there's some videos we don't want to be wasting 20 minutes a day waiting for a meditations video to upload to OneDrive. It's a bit what's going on, you know? What's going on. But let's get back into purpose creation. Yesterday we essentially finished making the core video, so today is just about incorporating blog video with core video. Visuals. We need visuals, which we'll make through Canva. $18 minutes, not too bad. It'd be ideal to bring them down to like 15 maybe, but what can you do? So what we're going to do is we're going to go through this little blog here, this one. We're going to make little visual dialogue sections for each of these paragraphs, and then we're going to put them in the video. Then we're going to make a thumbnail for purpose, put that in the video, and we'll see how much time we've got on our hands. If we've got enough time on our hands, we'll make a meditations video. If not, then yeah, whatever happens, happens. So let's get into it. Those tasks ourselves. So we'll get into it. So 109, purpose. What is purpose? It is whatever mission you assign yourself in life, and it can truly be anything. Purpose gives people something to aim towards, direction. It is a tightrope we walk so we do not fall to the depths and confusion of life. Becoming a great chef, taking care of family, discovering something profound through research, or even just to survive. These are all paths for people to align with, these pathways being unlimited and unique to each individual. What you regard as purpose is that which has meaning to you. Accomplishments which align with this self-governed assignment provides a deep sense of fulfillment, a genuine form of dopamine like no other, making it even more compelling to achieve. So purpose. What is purpose? About a minute. Yeah, these dialogue sections, I've got to get better at reading, I think. Because yeah, I'd say the free speaking parts of the videos are probably the best parts. But if you listen to the dialogue, if you listen to the blog, you can certainly get a lot out of it. Oh yeah, so video. So this first one's going to be 58 seconds, and it is essentially the overall what purposes. Holy, that looks sick. I actually really like that. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna use that. Because why not? There's so much going on these days. So many different thumbnails. League with the Giants, a good one. Oh yeah. We can barely even see it. Let's test white. Let's make it bigger. Let's make it smaller. Or sure. More succinct. Societal split. Oh. Let's change it to purpose. Ooh. Thoughts. Computers direction to shares and just aspire these all parts for people to align with. Being unlimited and unique to each and all. What your greatest purpose is that which has meaning to you. Accomplishments which align with deep sense of fulfillment. A genuine form of domain like more compelling to achieve. What you regard as purpose is that which has meaning to you. Blue is fact. Blue is fact. Blue writing means good information. Yeah, that looks good. We're happy with the purpose. Now we just need to add some effects. What is purpose? Whatever mission you assign yourself in life. And it can be truly anything. Okay, we're happy with that. Beautiful. What's the next paragraph? Finding purpose. Ooh. Time to discover some purpose. You realise we didn't have the camera on yesterday as well. Oopsie daisy. That's because we were playing around with recording so much and things to do with OBS and everything that we forgot to turn the camera back on. So sorry about that. (319) Finding purpose. Sometimes the hardest part of purpose is finding it. Our purpose kind of becomes to discover our purpose. And if that is the case, then allow that to be your current purpose. Purpose is always expanded upon. Sometimes we achieve a purpose just to pursue a new purpose. So if you are attempting to discover a purpose to pursue in life, then focus strongly on what you would truly like to achieve and ponder around the possibilities of achieving it. If you are truly to commit yourself to this dream or the purpose or direction in life you have chosen, would you begin making progress towards it? Where would you start? And what skills might you need to improve upon? Stop trying to believe you are meant to have this amazing, life-inducing purpose from the get-go. Sometimes it is best to commit yourself in purpose one step at a time. If you want to discover a purpose for yourself, then that is your purpose for the time being. Commit yourself to that, and with that commitment, you will achieve and discover a new purpose, one step at a time. Try new things, delve deep into life, dreams, thoughts, and yourself. Discover what you love and what has meaning to you and pursue it. When we don't have current 436. It's 117. 17 plus 60. 77. 77 seconds. I mean, it's one step at a time, but kind of lame. Do you like the magnifying glass? Discovering purpose. It's kind of nice. We'll keep it. We'll keep it. Do. Oh, there. That's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of text. Maybe it'd be better laid out. Oh, we actually tried to do it before. We tried to caption it for certain parts of the video, but for some reason okay, what will look better than this? Well, you got rid of the big one, but meh. I don't know. Essentially, we don't have a life-inducing purpose off the bat. We create purpose, and we assign purpose. Though sometimes people are more prone to take certain direction, or they like follow a certain path, so they think it's like divine purpose. And some people don't have purpose, or they see others with like this purpose, and they're like, oh, I wish I had purpose, but yeah, if you feel like you don't have purpose, like if you feel like you can't find it, like you just weren't born with it or anything, then you're already stopping yourself from finding purpose. You're stopping yourself from exploring what brings meaning to you. And if we assign our own purpose, then your purpose can be anything. A lot of people assign purpose towards looking after their kids and stuff, you know. Purpose is just a pursuit in life. Usually purpose is derived by like a heavy pursuit, a fundamental pursuit which has meaning to us, which we say. So find what has meaning to you, and then you can pursue purpose out of it. But yeah, it is something you got to figure out. It's not something that will just pop up out of the blue. Sometimes it can, but I don't know. You can determine it for yourself. You have some responsibility in it. That's what we're trying to say. You want to commit yourself to that, create your achieve and discover new purpose. Make it a bit colourful, certainly lightens up the environment. Though we're not telling anyone the colour code. Oops. No, we'll tell you the colour code. Essentially, green means a pursuit, something to do. So allow that to be your current purpose, meaning that is something you can do. One step at a time, trying things. This is another thing you can do that will benefit. Red is something not to do, something that will not benefit, and blue is just fact. And that is your purpose for the time being. Blue is just like saying it how it is, not saying do this, do that. It's more just saying this is kind of how it is. So yeah, if we look at this one, it is whatever mission you assign yourself in life, and it can be truly anything. That's what purpose is. What you regard as purpose is that which has meaning to you. Oh yeah, that's cool. So yeah, that's the color code variants. I should make technically a thing to pursue, like a blue, red, green. Maybe we'll at the end, who knows. Developing new ideas of each stepping stone you enhance. And now we'll get into the journey. 727. Journey. Everyone's on their own journey, accomplished in their own time. Comparison is the thief of one's current accomplishments, because people reflect based on perceived timelines, which do not currently reflect the self. An example of this is people who start uni late. Many state they're behind. No, you're on your own journey, and everything runs in accordance to your timeline, not the perceptions of the world or society. Live your own life. It is yours to cherish and yours to do with what you will. Purpose rotates and changes in accordance with life. Needs and resources may determine current purpose. An individual struggling for food and shelter, that may become their purpose. Once that purpose is achieved, new purpose is set. Maybe new employment, more income. Say all this is achieved, all money in the world and resources at your disposal. Then what becomes your purpose? Purpose is the end goal which is always expanded upon or pursued to a greater extent. Purpose does not need to align with anything apart from what provides your sense of meaning. So pursue that which gives you a sense of fulfillment. Everyone's on a different journey. 27 to 42. 27 to 42. 3. 15. Wait. 15. So now it is journey. I like these pictures. Pictures kind of add some spice to it. Small steps. You guys can let us know thoughts on pictures, because I'm going to choose as the last one. Yeah, we kind of like this one. Kind of getting rid of the scenery a little bit there. Everyone's on their own journey, accomplished in their own time. Fact. Fact. Early society. On your own journey and everything runs in accordance to your timeline. Fact. Pursue that which gives you a sense of fulfillment. We'll add two red in, yeah? Not the perceptions of the world or society. In comparison is the thieves of one's current accomplishments. Essentially saying, yeah, try not to compare yourself too much. Because yeah, it won't be very healthy. Now we got the birdie. I need to drink some pre-workout, so give me a second. Oof. We back in better than ever. It's all optional. Let's find out how long optional is. Must be a big talking session. And it can be anything, it really can. So optional, it is all optional. We'll go 52. So optional, it is all optional. You choose your purpose. Maybe an inner calling demands your attention, or fascination in certain dynamics of life. We are all different in what we enjoy and cherish, so it is up to you what you wish to pursue, and the extent to which you wish to pursue it. This is life. It is quite fascinating when you choose to actually see life for the freedom it grants, rather than to take it for granted as though we deserve things. Everything should fall into place, and if not handed on a platter, then to complain and blame everything else so that we may accomplish nothing. Think about your personal goals. What is meaningful to you, and how do you wish to achieve them? This is where purpose is provided. It is your journey accomplished in your own time. Make it something which provides purpose for you, or even those around you. Purpose is optional. We choose 56. Optional. Demands your attention or fascination in certain dynamics in life. We're all different. We enjoy and cherish, so it's up to you what you wish to pursue and the extent to which you wish to pursue it. act. The first thing she's actually see. Learn and learn. Accomplish nothing. That is not good. Think about your personal goals. What's meaning for you and how you wish to achieve. It's your journey and accomplishing makes me. Or ignorance. Action to perform. Okay. Well, that's quite wonderful. So that means 4 minutes 30 out of an 18-minute video is actually these images, and the rest is me just babbling on like the meditation videos. So I really like that image. What's better, the bird or this? I think I like this one. I don't really know why the balloon's reflecting off the water to that extent, but very cool. Oh yeah, let's give it a download, shall we? Page. You can see the words more on this page as well, except the blue obviously. Download it all, smack it in the video, and then we need to actually create an actual purpose, I think. The base, this thumbnail probably isn't the best, so maybe we'll create a new one. Okay, now we put it in here. Wonderful. Now we put it in here. Now we go back to everything which we've done. The old disappear trick, eh? Purpose. What is purpose? It is whatever mission you assign yourself in life, and it can truly be anything. Purpose gives people something to aim towards, direction. It is a tightrope we walk so we do not fall to the depths and confusion of life. Becoming a great chef, taking care of family, discovering something profound through research, or even just to survive. These are all paths for people to align with, these pathways being unlimited and unique to each individual. What you regard as purpose is that which has meaning to you. Accomplishments which align with this self-governed assignment provides a deep sense of fulfillment, a genuine form of dopamine like no other, making it even more compelling to achieve. So purpose. What is purpose? Essentially, it is the pathway that we attempt to align ourselves to. What the fuck is going on? Align with this self-governed assignment provides a deep sense of fulfillment, a genuine form of dopamine like no other, making it even more compelling to achieve. So purpose. Fuck. I don't know how I got it so fucking wrong, man. 158. 108 to 158. 50 seconds. Oof. $50. And you're not fading in and out. On enter. On enter. On enter. On enter. Wonderful. Okay. Well, let's get rid of these captions. Get rid of these captions. Let's delete these captions. And let's re-download all the captions. These mistakes were made. No, we'll probably need to keep it the same format as the other ones. That looks crap as well. I have to keep... Oof. Captions. Let's try this round 2. Are we gonna have to download more stuff? Most likely. So we'll get into it. Technically less. Only 109. Means it might be off slightly. Purpose. What is purpose? It is whatever mission you assign yourself in life, and it can truly be anything. Purpose gives people something to aim towards, direction. It is a tightrope we walk so we do not fall to the depths and confusion of life. Becoming a great chef, taking care of family, discovering something profound through research, or even just to survive. These are all paths for people to align with, these pathways being unlimited and unique to each individual. What you regard as purpose is that which has meaning to you. Accomplishments which align with this self-governed assignment provides a deep sense of fulfillment, a genuine form of dopamine like no other, making it even more compelling to achieve. So purpose. What is purpose? Essentially, it is the pathway that we attempt to align ourselves. Yeah. That looked okay. It didn't align perfectly. Honestly, if there's a way to make stuff align perfectly, there probably is a way. I just don't know it yet. I've experimented with Adobe Captions, and it just didn't go too well. So now we're essentially hoping that captions line up due to the time spent, which it somewhat does, but it's not perfect. But it's doing the job. Finding purpose. Yeah. Finding purpose. Sometimes the hardest part of purpose is finding it. Our purpose kind of becomes to discover our purpose. And if that is the case, then allow that to be your current purpose. Purpose is always expanded upon. Sometimes we achieve a purpose just to pursue a new purpose. So if you are attempting to discover a purpose to pursue in life, then focus strongly on what you would truly like to achieve and ponder around the possibilities of achieving it. If you are truly to commit yourself to this dream or the purpose or direction in life you have chosen, would you begin making progress towards it? Where would you start, and what skills might you need to improve upon? Stop trying to believe you are meant to have this amazing, life-inducing purpose from the get-go. Sometimes it is best to commit yourself in purpose one step at a time. If you want to discover a purpose for yourself, then that is your purpose for the time being. Commit yourself to that, and with that commitment, you will achieve and discover a new purpose, one step at a time. Try new things, delve deep into life, dreams, thoughts, and yourself. Discover what you love and what has meaning to you, and pursue it. When we don't have current purpose, I do like the color coding, because even when you follow along, but even if you don't fully follow along, it stands out to the point where you read at least. There's certain color tones and you can kind of pick up okay. Can pick up what we're talking about just from reading those things. Nice, success. Journey. Everyone's on their own journey, accomplished in their own time. Comparison is the thief of one's current accomplishments, because people reflect based on perceived timelines which do not currently reflect the self. An example of this is people who start uni late. Many state they're behind. No, you're on your own journey and everything runs in accordance to your timeline, not the perceptions of the world or society. Live your own life. It is yours to cherish and yours to do with what you will. Purpose rotates and changes in accordance with life. Needs and resources may determine current purpose. An individual struggling for food and shelter, that may become their purpose. Once that purpose is achieved, new purpose is set. Maybe new employment, more income. Say all this is achieved, all money in the world and resources at your disposal. Then what becomes your purpose? Purpose is the end goal which is always expanded upon or pursued to a greater extent. Purpose does not need to align with anything apart from what provides your sense of meaning. So pursue that which gives you a sense of fulfillment. Everyone's on a different journey. Comparison. Well, that aligned pretty perfectly. Well, it didn't, actually. The lyrics were off in the writing and the wording, but it aligned to a T to the end destination. And the wording's being off slightly in the saying it and producing it on the screen. That's fine, because words are words and it can be read all the same. As long as it's not way off. We're happy. Now we got purpose. So optional, it is all optional. You choose your purpose. Maybe an inner calling demands your attention, or fascination in certain dynamics of life. We are all different in what we enjoy and cherish, so it is up to you what you wish to pursue, and the extent to which you wish to pursue it. This is life. It is quite fascinating when you choose to actually see life for the freedom it grants, rather than to take it for granted as though we deserve things. Everything should fall into place, and if not handed on a platter, then to complain and blame everything else so that we may accomplish nothing. Think. Think about your personal goals. What is meaningful to you, and how do you wish to achieve them? This is where purpose is provided. It is your journey accomplished in your own time. Make it something which provides purpose for you, or even those around you. Purpose is optional. We choose which purpose we pursue. And we are wonderful, 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 wonderful. Okay, what's next? Let me just go create this thumbnail, okay? Create a thumbnail? How do we want to do it though? What type of thumbnail do we want to create? We'll look at the past one and see what that looks like. Okay, so it's societal split. We could make it custom made. These are all related to the posts on Insta. The only problem is the post we made for Insta regarding purpose is like quite trash. So we gotta make a new one. All these images are nice, but purpose. Purpose over profit. A lot of people have profit with purpose. Is that lame? Yeah, that is kind of lame, isn't it? Not very exciting. Can you not fucking disconnect, please? Hello? Oof. Hello? Fucking connect. Hello. Sorry if you heard the French. Internet having troubles. The amount of times that internet has torn down our streams has been very encouraging, very exciting actually. But it looks like it's still up, so hopefully it's still up. Let's keep going with our little creation. Oof. The creative mind really isn't there today. We don't even know what we're doing. I think this is literally the image we used in our other thing. Oh, we didn't even know Pips was under the bed. I feel like we could make this a lot better. We just can't, nothing's sparky in the brain of what we want to actually put in here. It's a little all over the shop. Hmm. Big truck in the street. Hello. They're just tossing in a bunch of stuff for no good reason. My compass could certainly work. Wow, that looks truly amazing. We're happy with it. Because why not? Are we happy with it? Oof. It's kind of lame. It's not sparking. It's not sparking anything. That was pretty basic. These ones are basic. Grief and loss. There's this one which essentially uses our original post. What's better? Gee whiz. Gee whiz. I don't even know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just trying to get some aesthetic going. Maybe different text might even be good. Oops. Purpose. Whoa, that actually looks sick ass. I like it. I like this a lot more. Thoughts? Amazing. That's thoughts. Cause yeah, technically we use the same mountain here. Here's the same mountain. But I think we didn't do this topic. That was fun. Yeah, I think we skipped over that topic, so. Oh, is the stream still up? Oops. Oops. Just because the internet went down? Yeah, it's still up. Hell yeah. Okay, well that's our image. That's our purpose image. Let's get rid of the old one. There we are. Do we need anything else? Pretty sure we're all done. Just needs an export. Purpose. Knowledge. Oops. Purpose. Hold up. Just trying to understand why. trying to understand why this one's 1752. And this one's 1806. Real confusing. Hello. File, save, file. It's a little confusing as to why we're missing eight seconds of the video. Do an export. Meh, she'll be right. Must have valid reason, hey? It's not just technology doing technology things. Hold up, can't see that. Yeah, all honesty, I really don't know. It really doesn't. It's got the whole video set. She'll be right, she'll be fine. It'd be a bit strange for 8 seconds, even more. It's like, yeah, a lot of seconds to be missing. But it shouldn't be too much, given the whole video is 18 minutes, so. It's almost 11 o'clock. So, we have about an hour left once this is exported. Which means either we can create shorts or we can start on our next meditations video. We might save next meditations. It's funny, I just had a Harvey's towing service truck go past me. And a lady from work yesterday said she knows the person who owns it and speaks to them. Very cool. Not much value to that, but very cool. Out of all the trucks that went through the street, Big Harvey's towing truck. That was discussed yesterday. Fun. So yeah, now we'll probably just go through one of the meditations to create a... Actually, we could go through this video. We could rewatch this video and grab a snippet from it and make that into a short. That might be a better idea. Which part do we want though? I just rewatched the whole thing and make sure it's good. We haven't even uploaded this video. Never mind, fuck that. We're gonna do another meditations. And we'll check this video out later. Upload it tomorrow or something. Short tomorrow after we finish the meditations tomorrow. But for now we're gonna go through this and we're going to go to this video. Recognizing meditation. Expectations. I think we're all over the shop this week a little bit. It's prior to understanding. Holy, that's so junked up, mate. That's fine though. It's the information you get from the videos, not the look of them. Kinda, yeah. Yeah, we'll rewatch this on double speed, take 10 minutes. That should technically determine whether there's stuff worth taking out of the video for a short on Instagram. The thing about this week is this was a couple weeks ago now, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. And we definitely know this was when we were first starting to realize expectations, which we delved into over the following weeks to actually understand the full aspect of what expectations promote, or not promote, but they kind of diminish within us, how they cause us to overload or overburden or overstress or undervalue who we are, or overvalue or attach too much to an emotional flux based on what we expect. And the achievements we strive towards, determined wellness or well-being being determined by if we are achieving or not achieving those expectations we present to ourselves. So that was the first thing. So we're feeling guilt when not performing, and we're feeling drained when we were performing, because nothing was for the fun of the moment. It was always to work towards something. So if you weren't working towards that thing, you felt worse, and if you were, then you're working towards a future goal which doesn't allow as much fulfillment in the moment. And then we delved over the next few weeks. This is when we first understood it. Awareness, new sense of awareness. Life seeing life, that's when we first made the topic, and then this is essentially just seeing the whole and a purpose beyond purpose, which determines or dictates your well-being every part of every day. So yeah, we don't know if this week's the week to be choosing, but we'll do it. And that is happy days. Hello. For this purpose, and what skills might you need to reflect but enjoy this anymore with life? Which purpose and responsibility in the ride either? Get better at this speaking on camera stuff as well. Anyway, take care. See ya. Yeah, good ass. It's for day 62 of meditation. Just watch this and see if there's valuable stuff.
After probably about 20 minutes of straight thinking during meditation, we finally obtained presence through mindfulness meditation. Yeah, we're very thinky at the start of it, which is fine. It happens even at the 2-month mark. But we did obtain that presence, and we did start to take recognition of the world again, which we haven't done in a few days. I think when that happens, if we want to even participated in
coming
presence
into this week
meditation for a few days, we
that we're watching,
begin to overlook it again, begin to feel like we don't need it, or that we could be doing other things or more stimulating things.
A bit of substance as well, and probably not living the healthiest lifestyle.
Pretty calming and pretty blissful.
So bring back
that's when you're like, again,
meditation.
Kind of remember why we're on this journey to meditate every day, and why we see it as an important endeavour. So that's one thing. We recognise that it's not really. I was meditating in the backyard, and it's not the backyard that changes, it's our attitude towards it. So on one day we can be fully present, we can have a blissful state of mind, and we would admire, appreciate and absorb everything around us and just see it for what it truly is. And that's determined by attitudes on those days. So not attitudes to an extent, also the amount we're able to flip our perception on things as well, which does come to meditation too. But on another day we may not care about the backyard, we may not care about the meditation, we might not we might have more compelling things in our mind that are constantly steering us away from the present, away from this meditation, due to like distracting factors or just factors which allow us to overlook the meditation, which is not what you're meant to do during meditation. So attitude can depict whether you have good meditation, bad meditation, and I guess when you realize this, you can notice that and come to this recognition where you don't really want your meditation to be determined by your attitude on the day for a consistent, reliable meditation. So you have to work with this, figure it out, and figure out, I guess, to stop complaining. I think that's the goal.
Actually, the stop complaining is massive. Once you stop complaining about things, nothing drains you anymore because you're not complaining about stuff. I think when we get into the habit of complaining, we can go to gym, we can be like, oh, gym. Then we feel more drained, less fulfilled in the pursuit of it, you know? So yeah, stop complaining. That was a good realization. And we followed this habit and we've followed it till today. And it's probably been like 2 weeks now. And we've been a lot happier for it. Though this isn't the fundamental. Stop complaining is the basic one. But even earlier in that discussion when we mentioned allowing meditation to be determined by our attitude on the day, that can relate to everything. And that relates into the topic of not allowing life and well-being to be determined, or well-being to be determined by how you feel on the day. Hold up, we're getting confused. Don't allow well-being to be determined by the day. Allow well-being to be determined by your state of being. If we can constantly be in a
complaining about things going forward.
In more of a like fulfilled present state, then we're determining the outside experience by what we feel within rather than determining what we feel within by the outside experience. So it's a much more blissful way to live life, and you have a lot more control. You're not on a roller coaster anymore, given your inner world determines your outer, which means, and the outer is always changing, always fluctuating. So to allow the outer to determine inner, it doesn't. We're just fluctuating with it.
Because I think when you start complaining, we can be put into a habit of it. We can get lazy because of it. Like, you start complaining about how you're feeling, if you're feeling tired. You start complaining that you're too tired for gym. You start complaining that your mind's not with it today, and that you don't feel like doing stuff. I don't know, it seems like a lot of negative self-talk, which is going to keep you being lazy and going to act as the thing which brings down your motivation. I think we've got to stop letting our attitude be determined by how we're feeling in the day. Stop complaining about it, and rather just do it, I guess. Just do it. It's like the Nike ad. Today's message is kind of, I mean, it's also a holiday, which is cool. Thought about before, like a few months ago or whatever. It was in our meditations, thought about it again today. While talking to Pippa, we're all just like, no, we're just on this rock planet. It's like just one big holiday for us, really. And I know that doesn't seem like it for everyone, because there's a lot going on in the world. A lot of things more harsh than life in Australia. But what I mean is, like, essentially, we can see, we experience, we make consciousness. We talk about the 10D movie, we feel all sorts of senses. And we're just placed on this rock where no one has a clue what they're doing. I noticed this because I was looking at Pippa, my dog, and I was like, yeah, she probably thinks that we know what's going on. Because, like, you know, we're like the alien creatures that look after her and everything, like the people. She probably thinks we have some sort of idea, but well, I don't even know if they think that. But you know, they think we're like something that knows something, whereas we're just animals, just like a dog. So we don't really know what's going on. So it's kind of just like a holiday being on this planet. Even we choose what we want to do, we live out a life, and that's our holiday. It's kind of fun. That's why you want to choose your own holiday to a sense, to a degree. You don't go on holidays to live day by day in environments which you don't like. I don't know. So the moral of the story today is to, one, we're on holidays, one big holiday, 0 to 100, 0 to whatever, and let's just live it, and let's know that we kind of have some creativity with it as well. All the structures we confine ourselves to are usually societal made, so there's a bit more freedom than the society we've built over the course of time. Well, it certainly gets stuff done, but yeah, you can have some personal freedom to it as well, and that comes with perspective too. And two is stop complaining. It's not the environment that changes, it's usually your attitude. So let's get rid of the complaints and the lack of motivation to do anything, or just the complaining about doing anything, and let's just take on the days, take on the challenges, take on the tasks that we need to without any complaints or without any resistance. Because if we keep complaining, we're just going to build lazier and lazier habits within ourselves, which is not helpful. And if you're feeling like shit, just feel like shit and experience the moment. Anyway, see ya, have a nice day. See you day 63. Hello, starting out for day 63 of meditation, and today was a pretty good meditation. The reason being, there's a difference between going into meditation and actually meditating. And we recognise this difference in the past, but we recognise it once again today, because as of late we've been going into meditation for an hour per se, but meditation's only happening probably for like 10 minutes of that hour, which isn't ideal. And then you begin to think, oh, like, what else would you be? Or for example, today, we began to think, oh, what else would I be doing at this time? I need to get the mind done, I need to do some boxing, I need to do some other stuff, like, then I'm just sitting here thinking about things. And that kind of opened the door to, like, understand that if you're going out for meditation, that time can be wasted. If you go out to meditate, and you just sit there in thought, and this is like contemplative thought about meditation and stuff, then yes, but if you're just thinking about everyday things, addictions, all sorts of stuff, then yes, that meditation will not really be meditation, and you're just sitting out, staring at things, thinking about random things that you could be doing anywhere, anytime, and there will be no benefit from that. So after recognizing this today, and we recognized it pretty early into the meditation, maybe 10 minutes or so, we're like, yes, we could sit here and think of all sorts of things. Even yesterday, we were thinking of like PoE, Path of Exiles 2, which is just a game. We were thinking about that for like 20 minutes because it was new to me. And it was interesting.
We just bought the game. We just bought Path of
Why during
Exiles.
meditation do you choose to think about stuff you could be
Addiction
thinking about on the
naturally
walk to work?
demands our
So yeah, I guess today was
towards it.
regarding the difference between going out for meditation and actually meditating. And it allowed me to realize that if you're walking out for meditation or you're going into meditation, the only way you're actually going to benefit and realize and take things away from it is if you actually attempt to meditate and you actually attempt to hold that presence for longer durations and delve deep into topics that you don't truly understand. And that really helped the meditation take a more present route and a more focused route as well. The rest of our meditation today was very just trying to be present, just trying to focus on breathing and presence, feeling, seeing, just a big mindfulness session. But it did take reminding ourselves what meditation's about before we begin to meditate properly again and use that time to the most benefit instead of sitting down and not using it for meditation. Going out for meditation but not actually meditating. So yeah, that was a big one today, and that certainly allowed us to gain more presence and feel a lot more present and calm in the current moment, and to recognize the current moment as an important moment, as this moment, these feelings, these attitudes, they're what we navigate with now, and as long as we're present with it and we see the present blissful state of actually living and being in this world, then everything becomes quite relaxed. It's opened our eyes to navigate this trail of meditation once again, and to see what we can accomplish in it. Because yes, if you go without meditation for long enough, or you go without mindfulness, you can certainly attempt to slip up and forget what you're doing and lose that meditative aspect to oneself. So do meditation, and when you're in meditation, actually participate in meditating. It can be hard to tell the difference sometimes, but you know when you're present and you know when you're not. Most of the time, you understand it, I guess. But the presence is very different.
Meditations feel a lot better
than non-presence, because when you're present,
when you actually meditate during your
non-presence.
meditations.
You think you see, but no, you're like too.
Sometimes you feel like there's a lot of demands in the mind,
But yeah, that's it for day 63.
but if you
Take
just
more
sit
meditation,
back and
and we'll go back to day
relax and
64.
meditate,
See ya. Hello,
everything works
yeah, for day
itself out.
64 of meditation, and today was a good meditative day. We delved into a method talked about recently, the Just Be method, but kind of a different approach. We feel like, well, I personally feel like I need to take a note out of my own book, because we noticed we need to just be more. I don't mean more as in like we need to be more, I mean like just be in the moment, completely as we are, more often. We figured this out coming into realization of guilt, feeling guilty, and through self-ridicule. So we noticed that self-ridicule usually comes from the past. Usually like if you've been in an upbringing where you've been looked down upon or you've been depicted a certain way by the individuals, then you can form these labels, much like the Just Be method earlier, which tackled anxiety. But yeah, that's saying self-ridicule comes from negative self-thought and negative self-worth, which usually stems from the past or beliefs about oneself. But today recently the problem has more been expectations. So feeling as though you're not living up to your own expectations and feeling guilty.
Yeah, so this day is the first recognition we have of one of the causes of suffering, which we cause for ourselves, samsara. And yeah, we're realizing how we were affecting the self, how we were causing oneself to suffer through the expectations we had placed in the future. Which obviously you got to recognize these patterns and overcome them, as that's how you overcome suffering and follow good thought, the noble path, they say. So yeah, this is when we're first recognizing what we're doing to ourselves. And then the next 2 weeks, or the next 2 meditation videos are curing these depictions.
Because of that, which is silly. And coming to this realization that you're feeling guilty because you're not living up to your own expectations, because you're not doing this, you're not doing that, you're not working constantly. You can attach yourself to anything, but essentially you gotta let go of that a little bit. It is good to work towards things, but if you're like emphasizing this so much, I'll get this side because it's easier for you guys. If you're emphasizing this so much that you're beating yourself up and feeling like shit here, then it's kind of like, yeah, what are you doing? And you're not really living your happiest life in the moment. Yes, guilt helps to propel us to change ways and do things differently. But if we know what we want to do, we're just having a day off or like something that gets in the way of it for one day, and then we decide to feel guilty on that day. It's a bit like very silly. And technically, the things we have to do, we don't really need to do. It's just we choose how we live our life, and it doesn't really matter. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but like, it's not the end of the world if one day we don't, or a couple of days we don't work towards what we wish to do. I also recognise that through this perception of wanting to be this, or trying to live up to this, it's a false representation. And through attempting to live up to the labels that you place on yourself, your future self here, we actually overlook the greatest part of ourselves, and the one with the most potential, which is the just be self, the one just right here, it's in the moment, sees everything in the moment. The awareness, essentially, the awareness which sees before us in the moment that we're in. That is the truest self. Obviously, there's deeper concepts and all sorts of stuff to it, but if you're living up to an image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And realizing this, we came into the recognition that all we really want in life is to just be us, just be myself, just be yourself. This is complex for an ego mind, because ego minds never truly understand themselves. That comes from labels, as we've discussed earlier. That comes from identifying with certain things and trying to live up to that representation that we build here. When we refer to just being the self, just be, we're referring to the awareness self, the one that sees this, doesn't conform to it, sees everything. And from this self, the goal is to obtain it, essentially, like, all the time. We can navigate from this awareness all the time, because there's a knowledge to it, there's a profound peace to it, and there's like a unfaltering belief in it. I don't believe the right word, but it feels unfaltering. Like, it feels like when you are completely present in your awareness, you navigate so naturally and so just in the moment that you don't need to think about it. It's weird. I think when you know it's you because you don't need to think. I don't know, you can, strange concept, you can delve into that more yourself, or we'll delve into it another day, but there's just a profound sense to it, and it's very peaceful, very blissful, and it's by just being in the moment. And when we are just in the moment, that is all we ever need to be. And when we navigate from our pure self, everything unfolds from an authentic place, a genuine place within. Yeah, we'll leave it there today. We need to delve into thinking more, because from this outlook to an image of thoughts, does it really matter? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't, but like, it's not the end of the world if one day we don't, or a couple of days we don't work towards what we wish to do. I also recognise that through this perception of wanting to be this, or trying to live up to this, it's a false representation. And through attempting to live up to the labels that you place on yourself, your future self here, we actually overlook the greatest part of ourselves, and the one with the most potential, which is the just be self, the one just right here, it's in the moment, sees everything in the moment. The awareness, essentially, the awareness which sees before us in the moment that we're in. That is the truest self. Obviously, there's deeper concepts and all sorts of stuff to it, but if you're living up to an image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And realizing this, we came into the recognition that all we really want in life is to just be.
So, technically we could use this. It's kind of confusing. I don't know if it really makes sense in a short. And I don't know if it's too meditative, Essentially it is meditative. A meditative day.
Image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And just right here, it's in the moment, sees everything in the moment. The awareness, essentially, the awareness which sees before us in the moment that we're in. That is the truest self. Obviously, there's deeper concepts and all sorts of stuff to it, but if you're living up to an image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And realizing.
So if you're living up to an image of thoughts, no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. So saying the emphasis we place on our future self is not grand. I guess it can be grand in the sense that it gives us ourselves something to work towards, but it's not grand in the depiction that it doesn't represent the current self. It doesn't determine the wealth within the current self.
Thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And realizing this, we came into the recognition that all we really want in life is to just be us, just be myself, just be yourself. This is complex for an ego mind, because ego minds never truly understand themselves. That comes from labels, as we've discussed earlier. That comes from identifying with certain things and trying to live up to that representation that we build here. When we refer to just being the self, as we've discussed earlier, that comes from identifying with certain ego mind, because ego minds never truly understand themselves. That comes from labels, as we've discussed earlier. That comes from identifying with certain things and trying to live up to that representation that we build here. When we an ego mind, because ego minds never truly understand themselves. That comes from labels, as we've discussed earlier. That comes from identifying with certain things and trying to live up to that representation that we build.
And trying to live up to that representation that we build.
Yeah. When we refer to just being the self, just be, we're referring to the awareness self, the one that sees this, doesn't conform to it, sees everything. And from this self, the goal is to obtain it, essentially like all the time. You navigate from this awareness all the time because there's knowledge to it, there's a profound peace to it, and there's like a unfaltering belief in it. I don't believe the right word, but it feels unfaltering. Like it feels like when you are completely present in the awareness, you navigate so naturally, and so just in the moment.
That is true. When you are truly present, there's no need to think about anything. You're not thinking about anything. You're just working with the environment that you're in, and you see it for what it is before you, and it's very simple and very profound at the same time. But you're just a part of it. Nothing's overcomplicated because you see the world before you, and you don't overcomplicate it with thought, mind attached to it. Yeah.
Think about it. It's weird. I think when you know it's you because you don't need to think.
You know it's you because you
Strange
do.
concept. You can delve into that more yourself, or delve into it another day. But there's just a profound sense to it, and it's very peaceful, very blissful, and it's by just being in the moment. And when we are just in the moment, that is all we ever need to be. And when we navigate from our pure self, everything unfolds from an authentic place, a genuine place within. Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll add it to a reel because it might be a bit too confusing. Which means we just watched the whole video for no real reason. But to take some information away from it. What was the next one? Entropy.
Tomorrow. And
Okay, we had 2 corrupted files here, which is kind of sad.
no, Pranaya for day 65 of meditation.
So this is the week we started to learn, say, awareness. Entropy is just a different topic. So entropy delves into impermanence, which is very cool.
Today, we were meant to meditate, but we kind of got in a racket of sorting books and files. You realise that? Yeah, so there's this falling apart as well.
I think
But
one of
we
our
spent the meditation time sorting books. We realised there's like a billion books we had not read or that we needed to reread, so we sorted them into piles. Must read ASAP, must read second ASAP, and the third pile which we don't really give a shit about. Yeah, but we did meditate a little bit, even though we were distracted. And the big theme of today was entropy, which we heard yesterday. We probably heard in the past, but like we haven't really noticed it until recently. And entropy follows the concept of impermanence, or they kind of correlate with each other. So essentially, entropy being the, and correct me if I'm wrong, and this is what I've heard from talking to people, so I'd be able to look into it further. But entropy being the shift between, or more the shift between energy, or like particles, into different forms of energy and particles, or different densities and stuff. So everything holds the same amount of energy. So say like an ice cube would be low entropy, they call it, which means like condensed and it's stable. I don't know if stable is the right word, but it's like compact, stable, condensed. It takes form. It's kind of like it's controlled. It's controlled into an ice cube, which is condensed particles, which is low entropy. Entropy essentially meaning, or being the state of chaotic.
I'm still thinking about that ego stuff.
Hello. Of
Bad.
wanting to be this,
That is way too long.
or trying to live up to this, it's a false representation. And through attempting to live up to the labels that you place on yourself,
Sorry for replaying it 10 times.
your future self here, we actually overlook the greatest part of ourselves, and the one with the most potential, which is the just be self, the one just right here, it's in the moment, sees everything in the moment. The awareness, essentially, the awareness which sees before us in the moment that we're in. That is the truest self. Obviously, there's deeper concepts and all sorts of stuff to it. But if you're living up to an image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And real life, the one with presentation. And through attempting to live up to the labels that you place on yourself, your future self here, we actually overlook the greatest part of ourselves, and the one with the most potential, which is the just be self, the one just right here, it's in the moment, sees everything in the moment. The awareness, essentially, the awareness which sees before us in the moment that we're in. That is the truest self. Obviously, there's deeper concepts and all sorts of stuff to it. But if you're living up to an image of thoughts, then no matter how grand, it will never be an essential part of yourself. And realizing this, we came into the recognition that all we really want in life is to just be us, just be myself, just be yourself. This is complex for an ego mind, because ego minds never truly understand themselves. That comes from labels, as we have discussed earlier. That comes from identifying with certain things and trying to live up to that representation that we built here. When we refer to just being the self, just be, we're referring to the awareness self, the one that sees this, doesn't conform to it, sees everything. And from this self, the goal is to obtain it, essentially like all the time, like navigate from this awareness all the time, because there's knowledge to it, there's a profound peace to it, and there's like a unfaltering belief in it. I don't believe means the particles. So high entropy is like a gas.
Yeah, I was trying to see if we could figure it out, but even if we were to like add it all, the video is too long, so Video is too long. It's interesting though. For anyone watching, take it away.
Particles, atoms.
Take away. Be the true self. The true self is
Whatever we call them,
much
energy
more
everywhere,
profound
and then low entropy.
than the ego depicted self. So, something to take home. Ego depicted self is it's based off ego. And ego is attachment to self. Ego is the image which we want to manifest of the self. It's and we do that through labels placed on us by others and labels we place on us by ourselves or through ourselves. So if we depict ourselves as confident, then we believe part of us is confident. If we believe ourselves to be anxious, then we conform to a part of us being anxious. And we build this false self based on the labels we place on ourselves. Which can also be... There's a truck. Yeah, we can also place labels from who we expect ourselves to be in the future and try and conform to it, which can help people to obtain their future self. But to obtain the optimal self, it more takes letting go of all of that, detaching from self, detaching from labels which form self, understanding the uniqueness of individuals, that we can't conform to labels, and then just navigate from a place of awareness and seeing what's before you, rather than a place of I am this person. And that's what we're talking about by obtaining true self, is to obtain self which is one with the whole, the one which is experiencing all of existence whilst being one with all of existing, knowing that we are a part of the whole. I mean, it's not that complicated, that's if you want to complicate it. More so, it's more just seeing the world before you in its pure state, without any preconceived ideas or attachments to it, and without the attachment to self and self-image, but just the awareness with no thought attached to it. That's essentially it. So yeah, fun. And yeah, to obtain that self is very peaceful and very profound.
Ice cube. And then ice cube melts and it increases entropy, becomes water, and it evaporates and increases even more entropy. How this correlates with impermanence is essentially the impermanent nature of all things, entropy, recognizing that all things are moving towards chaos. Chaos being high entropy, the decay, or the expansion of one's energy and particles, which apparently is all the same. Like I said, I have to research this further. So like say for a steel blade or steel bar, it's valuable to impermanence, meaning one day it won't be a steel bar, it'll be like rust and rubble and dust, whatever. Entropy being low entropy when it's a steel bar, certain amount of energy, certain amount of particles within bar, atoms, whatever, decay over time, impermanence, entropy expanding as metal bar decays, expanding through dust and through other particles. Yet that is the same energy which represented the bar. It doesn't disappear or expand, it's the same energy which just changes forms. And they say everything...
That also correlates with death. Essentially meaning when we die, all our particles, energy, and whatever we're made up of, it does not disappear, it just formulates into new energy or into new substance or into new particles. So where do we truly go? No one truly knows. Heard stories of people dying and they feel like they become a cloud. Possibility, given everything's kind of made up of a life force, like an energy. So maybe like if our soul, or I don't know, or if something within us is attached to that energy, then oh yeah, that sounded kind of weird saying someone that died said, but we didn't mean they died and came back to life, obviously, to be able to say it. But yeah, maybe we just flow away with the wind, you know? Become one with the universe again, become one with the life force which flows through everything. Because it's just energy and atoms and particles and everything just being recycled across the universe. Yeah, don't believe that to be fact, that last part. Because yeah, I don't know actually. I've heard something about all energy being equal. I don't know if that's in the world. So I don't know if the world has the same limit of energy and we just reuse, recycle and it decomposes and takes new forms, decomposes. I don't know if that was related to the universe, but as far as I know, the universe, or as far as I've heard, the universe is always expanding. So if the universe is always expanding, is there just more energy and atoms and stuff being added to it constantly? To a profound amount, like a substantial amount? Yeah, that's why I said don't take that last part. But I think as far as I do know, to my knowledge, is that our body will be recycled. We are recyclable. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Is energy just changing forms? Yes. Tomorrow we're meant to do contemplative meditation on this today, and to align that with research as well, so we can give you the full understanding. This is a very foundational, just thought towards it, what I've heard. So we'll get more information to you guys tomorrow. We'll do some contemplative meditation and do some research. Yeah, we'll look into it for yourself, But essentially it says, with impermanence and entropy together, saying everything is moving towards chaos, meaning everything, yes, is impermanent and moving towards destruction in the end. Meaning our body is high entropy, controlled, living organisms, low entropy. Our body is in dirt, in ground, corpse, decaying, rotting away, high entropy, increasing entropy. Yet the same energy is just converted into a new energy, into a less condensed energy, a less controlled energy, and a more chaotic one. Yes, I want to delve into this further, because my thoughts towards that was awesome. Everything's moving towards chaos. I've been trying to think of stuff that doesn't move towards chaos. No, I don't really.
Moving towards chaos as well. Everything moving towards chaos. Everything you see before you will not be here in a certain amount of time, you know? Like this plastic bottle, this is going to decay and become something else. Our bodies decay, become something else. Anything, this desk, decay, become something else. Everything is slowly working towards chaos, which is high entropy.
We have any ideas yet? Everything forms and then deforms, I don't know. But another thought was like the energy that our mind uses and stuff. Directly attention, where does that energy go?
That's just impermanence as well.
If all energy is consistent across our world, or maybe the universe, I don't fully know. But then, and if our energy is consistent when we are alive and when we're in the ground, then what about the energy that our mind uses? Because our mind certainly uses energy. So where does that energy come from? And is that energy a part of us, or do we receive it from somewhere else? And when we decay in the ground, where does that mind energy go, if it is a part of us? I don't know. We'll think about it. Maybe there's stupid questions, but we'll contemplative meditation on it tomorrow. And yeah, hopefully have a little bit more of an understanding. And we'll do some research as well, so we can maybe bring you guys some more information.
So yeah, these are probably the days we might look to incorporate into our video, which we've taken
Take care, guys.
a while.
And we'll see you tomorrow for day 66.
Awareness and lifestyle.
Connie here for day 66 of meditation.
And 66 got corrupted. There's been like 4 videos in the past week.
And our last meditation was Friday last week. It is now Monday of the new week. And yes, we had a rave and we had a jam-packed weekend, which should have taken a lot out of us. Yes, we're a bit tired today, but the whole weekend's actually been quite splendid. And
so what we noticed ever since realizing that expectations thing is every week, this is 11 days ago, I'd say like 3 weeks ago was when we first realized the expectations thing, or around that, and we have not had a down moment since. When realizing awareness, life seeing life, the whole, purpose beyond purpose, with the latest meditations that we've realized, the realizations we've come to, the fluctuating depressive states and heightened states, it's not really like that. It's been very stable and peaceful mindset across just doing anything, relaxing, working, just doing anything, gymming, anything. Guess the no complaints helps as well, but it allowed us to discover that it's mind which determines well-being, not world which determines well-being. There's purpose or a mindset to find or pursue purpose which provides constant fulfillment in the moment we are in, rather than deriving well-being from the world or future goals or prospects, which was interesting.
There's a hint at a perspective shift or an awareness shift, which has helped us navigate this weekend quite splendidly. Could also be just frame of mind currently. Yeah, but most weekends lately, if we've been destroying ourselves, usually it's a day of fun, a day of recovery. Day of recovery is not as much fun. This weekend, we had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday,
depression.
and all 4 days were fun. Even if we were just sitting around doing nothing, it was still fun. We took that guilt trip recently. Sometimes you can guilt trip yourself for doing nothing days, but no, it was fun. I think a lot of it's come into awareness. So essentially, what we spoke about recently, the Eckhart Tolle depiction of awareness, essentially asking if we are aware in our current moment right now. So if you ask ourselves, are we aware? Am I aware right now? Then you can snap into the awareness state. And when you recognize that snapping into this awareness state allows you to be with the moment and actually see what is before you, therefore presenting a more positive, cheerful state. And when we know how to switch into that constantly, then whether it's a good time or a bad time in the circumstances we're currently in, we can find some sort of like presence and peace in it, which has been our main state of mind throughout this whole weekend, which has been nice. Just finding that awareness, finding that present space before you, and being with it, and everything is just fun. Everything really is fun, no matter what you're doing in our current moment right now. So if you ask ourselves, are we aware? Am I aware right now? Then you can snap into the awareness state. And when you recognize that snapping into this awareness state allows you to be with the moment and actually see what is before you, therefore presenting a more positive, cheerful state. And when we know how to switch into that constantly, then whether it's a good time or a bad time in the circumstances we're currently in, we can find some sort of like presence and peace in it, which has been our main state of mind throughout this whole weekend, which has been nice. Just finding that awareness, finding that present space before you, and being with it, and everything is just fun. Everything really is fun, no matter what you're doing. And you don't really have to be doing anything, because our only true motive or purpose or way to live fulfillingly is to understand and adapt and appreciate the moment we're living in every moment that we're pursuing. Technically, life doesn't have to be doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grander purpose. We're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it. People can do anything in life, any job, any career, any purpose, anything.
That is bliss, mate, because that's essentially it. Well, we found our video. Because what is fulfillment in life derived by? What means something to you when pursuing life? What do you perceive as a meaningful life? I mean, I don't know, it could be like achieving something grand, you know? Oh, imagine achieving something grand being written down in history books. That's pretty cool. Very hard to do. But yeah, that'd be cool. You're still gonna pass away, and were you living a pleasant life in that pursuit? If you were, good job. If not, at least you achieved your purpose, you know, achieved what you derived your fulfillment from. But there's a lot of pursuits which happen, or a lot of things people in life try to obtain, not for the history books, any of that, but what bring, and they pursue it for identity, yes, and they pursue it for like self-fulfillment, yes, but I think what truly sums up a life well lived is being fulfilled more constant than not. Fulfillment comes from mind, everyone knows people working away from suffering and towards happiness. People naturally like happiness. Happiness comes from fulfillment, and but people derive their happiness from, or they derive their well-being from having pursuits in life, or from things, material things before us, which is good, which is why people make big goals and try and get material wealth and, you know, get a new car because they get happiness from it for a little bit. It thinks it places more emphasis on them and their importance, and they can feel better about themselves, you know. But a life well lived, a truly meaningful life, is determined by the individual. So if we're just part of the whole, experiencing the whole, if we're part of all of creation, just seeing more of creation before us, then all the importance and the emphasis we place on everything, that is what we're doing, and whatever burdens we face or whatever pressure we face, that is our doing as well, which can cause suffering. So if we de-emphasize that sort of thing, and we more place value in a fulfilling life being derived by fulfillment achieved in the majority of in the majority of our life, then I'm sorry, I'm being so confusing, probably rambling, but essentially, yeah, fulfillment achieved for the majority of our lifetime, that is a life lived well, I would say, at least. If we're after happiness and we pursue things to give ourselves more wealth and more happiness for the self and better feeling about the self, then that pursuit is for happiness, it's for fulfillment. So people pursue grand things, but fulfillment doesn't have to be achieved. So essentially, a good life determined by fulfillment found within life, and if that fulfillment is found for a majority of your life. So instead of, once you realize that, it's like, okay, you can grant your fulfillment based off things in the material world, or you can grant your fulfillment just because you feel like granting your fulfillment at every moment of every day, you know? And then it's a life lived well, no matter what you do. So I can be like, okay, I'll be fulfilled tomorrow, or I'll be fulfilled an hour from now when I upload this video. Or I can be like, I'm going to be fulfilled right now just for seeing what's before me, experiencing this moment, and actually being with it, and, just being life, seeing life. And then you can see from perspective, we can be fulfilled constantly in the moment, because we are deriving our fulfillment from a very simplified perspective of just being with that moment. And then it's a life lived in fulfillment for the majority of our days, for the majority of our time. We're still going to have deep sufferings, losing loved ones, still going to have deep sufferings, having breakups, there's still going to be stuff that happens, but at least we can find this fulfillment in the moment before us and not place that fulfillment on something in the future or in the past, A good life derived from being fulfilled in one's own life more consistently than not, or for the most amount of time, Are we 50-50, 50% depressed, 50% on the sun? I don't know if on the sun. In a chocolate world, which is amazing, or can we be 90% fulfilled, 10% down, 95% fulfilled, 5% down, 99%? If you're Buddha, you'd have 100%. You're an enlightened being. Every part of every day is so fulfilling because you perceive it that way, to be fulfilling. You experience it before you, and it is so fulfilling. So everything is bliss. So derive it from perspective, not material world. And you can see this in poor countries as well, because there's poor countries and they are sometimes the most grateful, happy people there are, because they're not after so many possessions. They're grateful for what they have. Western cultures, there's so much at our disposal. There's so much to obtain, and there's so much emphasis placed on materialistic things, where we delude ourselves into thinking that is what will grant our happiness. Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that. It is not that which grants happiness. It is here. We grant our own happiness. We grant it. Not anything in this world. It's all changing. It's all impermanent. Impermanence means it's just going to fluctuate. And we're just going to fluctuate with it, if that's where we derive our fulfillment from. What day was that? Day 67. Do, 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 do. Let me know if this song playlist ever gets old, by the way. I know we spam it. Spam everyone, every session. But at least we found a little section that we could add. Creation. Bang, bang. Oh yeah, so what part were we up to?
Willingly is to understand and adapt and appreciate the moment we're living in every moment that we're pursuing
Let's just take it back a second.
constantly. Then whether it's a good time or a bad time in the circumstances we're currently in, we can find some sort of like presence and peace in it, which has been our main state of mind throughout this whole weekend, which has been nice. Just finding that awareness, finding that present space before you, and being with it. And everything is just fun. Everything really is fun, no matter what you're doing. And you don't really have to be doing anything, because our only true motive or purpose or way to live fulfillingly is to understand and adapt and appreciate the moment we're living in every moment that we're pursuing. Technically, life doesn't have to be
So from here, so like 10.
doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grand purpose. We're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it. People can do anything in life, any job, any career, any purpose, anything. If they're not pleased, or if they're not getting the fulfillment they seek out of it, then is it worth pursuing, for one? And is your mind in the right place? Are you navigating it from a correct place of presence and seeing it,
Oh yeah. So we won't.
being with it, and
It was from
doing
10.
one. Understand and adapt and appreciate the moment we're living in every moment that we're pursuing. Technically, life doesn't have to be doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out, but technically all this construction that we
Why
do
you guys
within
seem
life,
so cooked?
everything we just
You just speak slow. You are cooked when you're meditative. What was that dude's name? Sado. I saw him earlier. This dude who's saying, yeah, I'm like the most cooked person you'll ever know. And I don't take any substance.
decide
Because you get cooked from meditation.
to build.
I promise you. I've had other people say the same thing. You go through like a mindfulness meditation where you're breathing in and out, becoming that breath and just doing that for a couple minutes. You'll look into the world and you'll feel a
The
little
purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate
you feel high on life.
personally for ourselves.
Smoking in life, they call it.
For a grander purpose. We're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it. People can do anything in life, any job, any career, any purpose, anything. If they're not pleased, or if they're not getting the fulfillment they seek out of it, then is it worth pursuing, for one? And is your mind in the right place? Are you navigating it from a correct place of presence and seeing the moment before you, being aware of the moment, being aware in the moment that you're in. Because technically, anything that we do, one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the choice we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grand purpose. If we're not sure if that truly matters, it gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it. People can do anything in life, any job, any career, any purpose, anything. If they're not pleased, or if they're not getting the fulfillment they seek out of it, then is it worth pursuing, for one? And is your mind in the right place? Are you navigating it from a correct place of presence and seeing the moment before you, being aware of the moment, being aware in the moment that you're in? Because technically anything that we do, as long as we bring this foundation of awareness to it, this realization of life, actually experiencing life, we are life, we experience life, we see life, we are life, seeing life. And once you also take away perspectives from outside sources coming in towards you, as long as we bring this foundation of awareness to it, this realization of life, actually experiencing life, we are life, we experience life, we see life, we are life, seeing life. And once you also take away perspectives from outside sources coming in towards you, rather you're going to navigate from you looking out. And that was just not meditation as well. That wasn't meditations, the last part was. But yeah, as long as you got all this and you live moment by moment, then that is all life truly requires of you. Doesn't even require that, that's just if you want a happy life, moment by moment. But yes, as you can probably tell, we're quite cooked today anyway, but we are in appreciation of life, by the way. And yes, the bed's still messy. We've decided we'll just set ourselves a challenge of we'll get rid of each book when that book has been read. So essentially we've got to read like 40 books.
We're just going to see life in life, because we want to see what we said, because I forget. I think it was a little bit ago. Like, we've been talking about that perspective shift, so we just want to see it.
Thank you for joining us today, and
even though we're almost at
we'll see you tomorrow for day 67. See ya. No, it's Konya for day 69 of meditation. And today, good meditation. We're kind of contemplating the common sense which underlies navigating from the present, or from the present. So when we navigate from present, there's like a common sense which naturally prospers and realizes things which...
It is fun to see how you can get stuck somewhere. Because obviously these days, recording meditation after meditation, most days, you can see the ups and downs. And we've mentioned it before that our first month, our first 30 days of meditation, we were going through like a horrible state in our relationship, the collapse of our relationship. And you can see the true extent to like the ups and downs that we experience throughout life. So it's funny to see here how you can come up with a problem, you can be dealing with the problem one day, and then a week from there you've got the solution to the problem, or a few days from there you got the solution to the problem. Like I don't know, you kind of get to see development and learning in a sense. It's
we didn't even know prior because our thoughts or mind was blocking out. But I think
and how
with
it expands,
life, or given we are
expands
a part of life, allows us to have like a fundamental understanding of it. So because we are part of the whole, because we are part of everything, the universe and life itself, it allows us, when we just sit with it and be with it and navigate from this realization of the flowing aspect of life, nature, and the continual flow towards change, then we can begin to sit with life and understand it for ourselves as we truly see it for ourselves. I know none of that probably makes sense, but essentially we are part of this, of everything that we see, part of the whole, which is probably understandable. Something births all of existence and we are part of that existence. So when we actually look around and take it in for a second, so be present, one, look around, know that everything forms from essentially the same thing which you form from, understanding that everything is a part of existence or a part of taking form, just as you are part of existence, a part of this continual change which happens throughout the universe, or is always happening throughout the universe, depending on which way you perceive it. Technically, if you navigate from presence, there's no change in the present, but technically you're flowing with change continually, as every second of every day, throughout the entire universal lifetime, things are always just decomposing and taking form, decomposing and taking form. We talked about impermanence and entropy, and how, that was last week, and how everything's just changing constantly, dispersing particles, atoms, which then take form, and then over time begin to deteriorate and form chaotic mess of atoms and particles once more, which all takes shape in some form of energy or molecule combination. Physicists said they can probably assist, or maybe we just need to read some physician books. But essentially, the moral of the story for today is just understand that you are a part of the whole, that you are a part of nature, and this allows us a fundamental understanding of nature, which is why when we see it for what it is before us, we allow ourselves to truly see it. We allow life, existence, form to experience life, existence, form, which is a strange phenomenon.
And we're expressing the common sense is that when you truly see life before you, because you are part of everything that you see, because all of it was birthed from somewhere, and we repeat it a fair bit. So you're part of all of creation, essentially, which is why when we truly see it before us, there's like a common sense and an understanding to it, which we just derive. And there's also like biological. Like there's also just innate things, like primal aspects to oneself or to different animals and species and stuff that are just derived by nature. Like it's predetermined. But if you are experiencing existence, and you see it before you as a part of it, then there's a common sense to it, an understanding, which seems innate, which is why we prosper so well from the present, because we don't complicate what is before us with our mind.
When you take notice of these things, there's this like a compounding, overwhelming nature to it, but there's also a really simple profanity to it as well. When you navigate from seeing life before you and just accepting life for what it is, and the continual change that happens in it, and the perceptions we play in the present moment, and how that contributes to our life in the current moment, which is the only life we always have. Once we understand that, then we can just begin to navigate with awareness and a peace of mind of experiencing what is before us with a fundamental understanding, rather than seeking control or dominance over something which as a whole is just another part of us, or something which created us in the first place, which we will never truly have control over, or we can never truly predict or any of that. So yeah, we will continue on with that in the future, but yeah, just flow with life and understanding you are a part of all of this life. So when you flow with it, it is life experiencing life, or existence experiencing existence. It is existence or life experiencing itself. You're just allowing that life or that existence. I don't know if they're the right words for it, by the way, but this is what we're using. Probably many words for it. I don't know.
Yeah, this video sums all of that up. If you want to continue your learning, that should sum it up quite nicely. I have rewatched it apparently. But yeah, it will sum it up. It will sum up that perspective. But for now, we gotta get this little section.
Not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it.
True. So it's only a small segment. We seem very distracted.
Technically life doesn't have to be doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grander purpose, we're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it.
So yeah, we're saying we're not sure if the grand purposes we place on ourselves matter. What does matter is that you see life before you and you appreciate it before you and you move with life before you. Essentially, a greater purpose is derived from the moment and seeing it rather than what we work towards. We probably repeated that 1,000 times now. Hey, it reinforces it in everyone's mind, so why not? Jeez, oh my. Here we are. I was gonna say all my videos are lost, been making too many. It's that one, isn't it? How's that? Is that good? Seems a bit off center. Maybe this one's off center. There we are. Yeah. Maybe this eyeball's off center. Is it bad to have everything on center? Sure, that looks good. We're gonna time making this perfectly, it seems. It'll be nice. And then tomorrow we'll actually be back to make the newest meditations video, which is about good topics, new topics to an extent. Yeah, new topics. Very meditative topics. Everything's been meditative lately, which has been good. So we put it at the start like that. The reason we do that is so that the thumbnail is this. Beautiful.
And see life before you and move with it.
Sounds good. See life before you and move with it. 67. It should be a quick export, given it's only a tiny file. And we've pretty much smashed everything we need to do today. And we'll upload purpose after. We'll upload this, we'll end the stream shortly, and we'll upload purpose once the stream is ended. Then we'll be back tomorrow for meditations. But thank you for joining today. Appreciate it as always. If anyone ever has any questions or anything, feel free to reach out and ask. Or if you just want to chat, feel free to chat.
Technically, life doesn't have to be doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grander purpose. We're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it.
What matters most is enjoying each moment that you're in. Perfect. Meditations. Day 67. Awareness.
Technically life doesn't have to be
What was it?
doing one thing after another, doing this, doing that, planning out day by day. You know, technically life doesn't have to be so planned out. It's good to plan it out. But technically all this construction that we do within life, everything we decide to build, the purpose we wish to pursue, the chores we wish to navigate personally for ourselves for a grander purpose. We're not sure if that truly matters. It gives meaning to oneself, then that's good. But technically what does matter most for each individual in this life is to just enjoy each moment that we're in and see life before you and move with it.
Yeah, these simplified versions are very short, very brief, hard to like obtain, especially for people that don't follow along with the full videos. But maybe they help. Who knows? Maybe they do something. Still good little snippets. There we are. Oh, that one done right on 12 o'clock. It says 1 o'clock, but it's 12 o'clock. The time's wrong. And yeah, with that, we're probably gonna wrap it up for the day. But it has been very fun day of creating videos. We'll get into a blog soon. We're actually going to write about this life is life topic, which will be a crazy blog. When are we going to do that? We need to do it soon, otherwise more topics are going to come up which we need to write about. And then we're going to get jam-packed. We are trying to catch up on videos, as you know. We got 12 videos. Let's make that 11 now, because probably less. But yeah, maybe 11. 11 videos to catch up on, so that we're at the present day and we're aligning blogs and videos together. We are very keen to catch everything up. So yeah, for the time being, videos are taking priority as much as we love blogs. But we will be writing that Life is Life blog still, because it's a recent discovery we have noticed, and it's a very profound discovery. And when inherited as an underlying value or belief within us, then it can truly allow us to be fulfilled in every moment of every day. Even now, it's very fulfilling. It's very just seeing the moment before, even just looking at this, looking at the screen. It's a real wig out. It's real just interesting. And it's fun that we can just do whatever with it, just experience it. So yeah, that's the main thing. But you guys take care, and we'll be back tomorrow.